Hey everybody, Grest here. So I've been getting a lot of requests to make a video about that old 96 F-150 that I got from my dad that I've been working on and sharing a lot of pictures with. So let's go and take a look at that thing. All right, so here she is. This is an old truck that my dad drove back and forth to work for many years. A lot of y'all might already know he was a Ford mechanic down in Florida for, I guess, over 30 years, since the late 80s, and he passed away unfortunately in 2017. He was still working as a mechanic. He was only 63, but this was one of the trucks he owned. He owned actually a handful of trucks, but this here, of course, was the oldest one, and he'd kind of already given it to me beforehand. And it's just a 1996 F-150 two-wheel drive. It's the XLT with that bomb-proof 4.9 liter 300 straight six with a 5-speed. So it is not in perfect shape. It's got 250 something thousand miles on it, and unfortunately it sat for quite a few years before my brother and my nephew started working on it for me. Big thanks to them, spending a lot of time and stuff on it, and you know, finally got it brought up to North Carolina from Florida, and been working on it here and there, getting stuff done and whatnot. As you can see, I mean, the paint on the sides looks pretty presentable for the most part, but you know, it's starting to show its age. And unfortunately, on the hood and the roof, there's some paint fade, paint peel, which is pretty common about these old trucks. I learned something new when I started looking up this thing. I kept seeing OBS, and I was like, what in the world is OBS? Well, it means old body style. So they refer to these body styles as OBS trucks, or old body style trucks from Ford. Includes the Bronco and of course F-250 and stuff like that. One of the interesting things about this truck, you can see there in the front, you got some mismatched color there. Well, the bumper's not the original, and neither is that piece of trim. I guess, now my dad claims the parking brake failed, but the truck rolled into a tree. So he had to replace some of that stuff. So kind of a story we joke about, and we don't know if the parking brake failed or he forgot to set it, but in any event, it rolled into a tree and kissed it, and didn't really cause any damage other than dented the bumper and kind of the grill and stuff like that a little bit, or that trim piece underneath. So he replaced that stuff and went about his way. And my dad was a simple guy. You know, he didn't you know, go crazy about keeping up with his vehicles. Even though he's a mechanic, you know, he didn't really, you know, spend a lot of time babying them and stuff like this. So this truck here is a honest to God, you know, regular daily use Southern pickup truck. And you know, original aluminum wheels on there, and they actually look really good. Ford did a pretty good job, whatever coating they put on those things. Here in the back, you can see a little bit of bed rust going on. So there was a rubber kind of mat on there, and unfortunately, as you guys know, bed liners, drop-in bed liners, a rubber mat, stuff like that, they do lock in some moisture. So you can see I do got a little bit of rust on there that I gotta tend to here pretty soon. Back window, you can see there's some old tint on there, and as you guys know, down in the south, the sun's pretty rough on things in general, and tint, you know, a lot of people tint their vehicles, so that tint's seen better days. It had tint on the side windows, that stuff's gone. I took it off already. I got to do the back window, but kind of left it there. You can see kind of remnants of some old stickers. Maybe I can get it on camera. Some old stickers and stuff that my dad had in the back window. He, you know, donated to sheriff's department and stuff like that. So you really can't see none of that anymore. This one side of the bed I already started polishing up, and you can kind of see it. Well, maybe it doesn't show so much on camera, but it does look a little bit more glossier than the rest. I did do a little bit of smoothing out on this, and probably needs a little bit more work, but you know, paint fade's a real thing, especially in the south. You can see kind of looks like one of those ribbon magnets was on here at one point. I think it was a support our troops thing that Dad had on there, and you can see that the paint kind of faded around it. So pretty cool stuff. So as far as work's been done in this thing, this truck ain't really worth a whole lot other than sentimental value, and we've dumped a lot of money and time into it, especially my brother and my nephews. Reman motor, AC system, shocks all the way around, a new stainless steel exhaust system. It looks pretty dang good. And then new tires, gosh darn it, master cylinder for the braking system, wheel cylinders, calipers, rotors, drums, pads, brake shoes. I mean, I just put a heater core in it here just yesterday. Actually, I put a heater core in, and yeah, I mean, she's a good running little truck. I put probably 2,000 miles on it since I brought it up here to North Carolina, driving it back and forth to work, and it actually gets 21 miles per gallon. It's no speed demon. People don't like being behind me. It takes me a little while to get up to speed, but overall, you know, it's a nice smooth running truck. AC works great. The cruise control works good, and let me go ahead and pop the hood so y'all can see. Nothing real fancy under the hood, but you know, this was the last year they made this body style, and the last year Ford did that 300 straight six. So quick look at the interior. I need to replace the material here, and the carpeting is shot. I got a little bit of leaks coming through from the windshield here, so I gotta kind of get that ironed out, and then once I get all that fixed, I'll be replacing the interior. Needs a headline or two that's kind of sagging. You know, I mean, this is an honest to God, you know, regular use truck. This is no show queen or anything like that. I mean, you can see, you know, Dad was a mechanic. You can see all the greasy marks from, you know, him resting his arm over here. That's something else I actually did. I replaced the windshield or window motor for here, and some of these rubber wipers on the outsides on both windows, inside on the driver's side. Unfortunately, these door panels are about shot, and you can still get some replacement ones, but they're pretty high dollar, about $600–700 for a pair. I need some of those. Dash is in nice shape. I do need a steering wheel, or at least this one recovered, but yeah, definitely some nice stuff. So let's take a look under the hood. Take a look at that good old 300 straight six. And there you have it. So a powerhouse of a motor with 165 horsepower, and I think it's somewhere around 250 or so foot-pounds of torque. These motors are known for being pullers. I was pretty shocked at the tow rating, but it's actually about 7,000 pounds tow rating on this thing. So I would never try to pull that with this, but you know, got the Raptor for pulling stuff around. But you know, you can see years of stuff kind of caked up underneath here. The engine bay does need a good cleaning. Actually, here's something else I replaced recently. Went ahead and swapped out this coolant overflow windshield wiper, put a new motor in for the windshield wiper fluid, and power steering line. Like I said, Reman motor in here, so it should be good for, hopefully, for a while. Master cylinder brake booster, and slave cylinder as well. Oh yeah, blower fan motor. I mean, every time I look around this thing, O2 sensors, and yeah, spark plugs, lots of stuff. Radiator cap, that's been replaced. Battery, but yeah, good stuff. And let me see if I can crank her up for y'all so you can listen to her. Probably can't hear a whole lot on camera, but we'll try to get a little bit of video here. But she cranks right up. Got a little bit of. She's a smooth running motor. A little bit of whine from something. I think the alternator actually is what it sounds like. But get back behind here. This dual exhaust actually sounds pretty good as well. But yep, there she is. That's my dad's old 1996 F-150, and you know, look forward to having this thing in the family for a long time. I really want to get the hood and the roof repainted, but got to find somebody that can do that and not charge an arm and a leg. I'm not a paint body work, so I'm not so good at that sort of thing. But yeah. Any questions or comments on this thing, definitely let me know. I know there's a lot of these trucks around. I think they made this year 800,000, so quite a few of them. But there's not a whole lot of them. Oh, headlights assembly and all that I replaced as well. But there's not a whole lot of these in decent shape. A lot of them are beat the hell up. This one's actually a pretty good foundation for, you know, restoration. So, yeah, I had the bed off a while back to swap some fuel pumps out and sending units. And my mom just told me, and I didn't even realize it, but I guess there's a trim piece right here that's missing that I don't know if it's laying down there in Florida where my dad lived or not. But, you know, got to get that swapped out or get a replacement one. So, and then this truck came from the dealer my dad worked at, so Walt's Liebig Ford down in Florida, Suwannee County. And my understanding was it was a trade-in. It was a one owner. My dad picked it up. I want to say he didn't pay more than $5,000–6,000 for it back when he bought it. And it's been a good little truck. So after sitting dormant for 5 years plus, it's kind of nice to see this thing rolling down the road, and I sure enjoy driving it, and you know, definitely reminds me of my dad. So alrighty folks, appreciate everybody watching today's video. So a little bit different than my normal content, but I had a lot of people asking about this old truck since I've been sharing some pictures, and you know, appreciate everybody watching, subscribing, and I will catch you on the next video. Y'all take it easy.
Bring the sweat from my brow, and the glow of the fire pull me home. Let me wind down my days in the sweet dusty haze. Take me back down the old dirt road. Oh, take me back down the old dirt road. Take me back down the old